Well, hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to the Storytelling Alchemist show. It's been a few weeks since we've been on. I'm very excited about my guest tonight. I had taken a pretty long, about a month off in between seasons, and then we had one show and a couple weeks off, and so now we are back. And I am very excited. I'm going to show you her book, well, upside down, Prosperity Meditations for Dr. Shumsky. We're going to be bringing her on the line, and she has written 20 books. And so I'm just excited. She is an expert in self development and how to bring an abundance of prosperity in your life. So please welcome to the show, Dr. Shumsky. Well,
Hi,
hello,
hi,
Dr. Shumsky. How are
Jeremy.
you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am trying to avoid this 99-degree weather that we have here in
Oh
Florida.
dear.
So it's staying in the air conditioning.
Oh my.
So, I'm excited about this topic because there's a lot of affirmations out there and things for people to do, but there's nothing necessarily for somebody to focus their meditations on and literally kind of spell it out for them and help them guide them through that. So, um, excited about your work. And how did you get started, or what kind of led you down the path of doing a prosperity meditations manual? I guess is the best way to put it.
Well, I suppose I could give you an interesting little tale or fairy tale, but the reality, the real reason I wrote it is because my publisher asked me to write a book about prosperity
Well,
and
that's a good
abundance.
reason.
Yeah, my publisher asked me to do it. But I'm so glad that they did because of the fact that it is needed. First of all, this is really a time when it's needed. A lot of people are really focused on how am I going to survive, with inflation and with all the problems and the pandemic, and so it's needed, first of all, and second of all, I'm really glad that they asked me to do it because it turned out to be such a fantastic book. I think it's really great, and it can really help people. It's so practical. People can really benefit from using the affirmations, guided meditations, and mantras and exercises that are in the book.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Especially, you'd mentioned in the times that we're in, and I've thought about the last 2 years that it's really an opportunity for us to get quiet, and really, especially when we were in our homes and not moving around, that was a really good time for us to get quiet and really focus in on what we want and our purpose and where we want to go. So prosperity is a big one and a good one to focus in on.
Yeah, I agree completely, Jeremy.
So really cool. So what is your background? It's what you've been in this world for a long time, studying meditation and different spiritual practices. What is your background, and when did you get started? And
Well, I got started because I was a hippie in the 20th century. I was a flower child and I was living in the San Francisco Bay Area. And those of us who were flower children, we were seeking higher consciousness. We were looking for nirvana. And at that time, our gurus were people like Timothy Leary and Richard Alpert, who later became Ram Dass, and he wrote the book Be Here Now. And they were telling us to turn on, tune in, and drop out. And so that's what I was trying to do. And they said that we could attain higher consciousness through taking LSD. Well, that didn't work out too well, especially not for me. I ended up actually having a psychotic episode on LSD and really never came down from the drug. I was having flashbacks it was really hell. I was in hell. It was awful. But I still wanted to attain nirvana. So I kept trying to take LSD and other psychedelics and so on, and I had
oh
some
well,
experiences. I had some good experiences as well. But I wrote then I started reading all these books like Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda and the Buddhist Scriptures and The Way of Zen and other works by Alan Watts. And in Alan Watts' books, he said that you need to find what he called a meditation guide. Well, in the mid 20th century, you didn't exactly open to the yellow pages and find meditation guide in the phone book or anything similar to that. But I asked a friend, well, how do I find a meditation guide? And he said, well, have you ever tried to meditate on your own? So I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I lay down on my bed. I didn't know, Jeremy, I didn't know that you're supposed to sit up when you meditate. I lay on my bed and sort of prayed for or asked for a meditation. And immediately I was propelled into this ecstatic state. I could feel the cord or rush of energy rushing from the tips of my toes all the way up to the top of my head. And I felt like I was plugged into this cosmic electric socket, but in a most ecstatic way. And I figured, well, I guess this is meditation. I didn't know any better. And not only did I have my first meditation experience at that time, I also had what's called Kundalini awakening, all all at the same time and without taking any drugs or anything. So that was a life-changing experience. And it wasn't too long after that that a friend took me to the Transcendental Meditation Center, where I saw the picture of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi on the wall, the guru who he later became the guru of the Beatles. Um, about a year after I saw this picture. But in any case, I knew right away from seeing the picture that this was where I could learn real meditation. So I did. That's how I got started.
Oh, very, very cool. So is that what kind of just a kind of question, what is the unlimited thinking exercise? And I love this question because how many people have unlimited thinking? They have very limited thinking. So
Well, that's an
what is
interesting question. And we could practice the unlimited exercise right now, actually.
okay, let's
So
do it.
all we need to do is for everyone who's watching is to get out a piece of paper and a writing instrument. And then what you're going to do is you're going to write on this piece of paper. Actually, what you'll do is you'll be pausing this program in a second. After I give you the instructions, you can pause the program and then you'll come back to the program and I'll tell you what it's all about. But what I'd like you to do is write on this piece of paper what you would do with your time, with your energy, with your money, what you would do if you had unlimited time, unlimited health and energy, unlimited optimism and happiness, unlimited self-confidence, unlimited self-empowerment, unlimited fulfillment, unlimited intelligence, unlimited spiritual awareness, unlimited likability, unlimited love, unlimited compassion and kindness, unlimited resources and money and power and influence and success. If you had all these unlimited well-paid, happy, and devoted helpers, what would you do? And by the way, if it were impossible for you to fail, what would you do with your time day by day? Just write a detailed list of what you would do if you had all these unlimited resources at your command. Don't write a list of things you're going to buy, like the car and the house and everything, all that. Instead, please just write how you would spend your time and how your heartfelt desires would be fulfilled. And I'd like you to do that now and then pause. I'd like you to pause, do that now, and then come back. And then I'm going to tell you what this all means. So do it now.
And since we're live, we're not going to pause, but we're going to hold out here for a second. But I'm going to write mine down too. So.
Oh, are you going to? Okay. You're going to
Yeah, why not? We're here.
Okay, do the exercise then. I thought you were just going to go on and.
Well, we can definitely go on. So everybody that's watching in
do the exercise. It would be good because then you can tell them what you wrote or you can talk about it better.
Well, I wrote down 3 things.
Do you want to share that with the audience or?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well then start. Then
my first thing is. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, serve humanity. Serve humanity is the first one.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
So now that we're back, did you write something down, Jeremy? What did you write?
3 things. So I serve humanity is one of them. Tell more people I love them. And the third one is travel anywhere that makes my soul sing, that makes me excited, gets me excited. So there's a whole list of things I would want to go to, but traveling.
Awesome. Well, that's really interesting that you wrote those things because those are things that you could easily and effortlessly attain in this lifetime. It's not just a fantasy. So
Mhm.
I'm so glad that you shared with us what it is you wrote because this exercise, what it has done is that this piece of paper that you all wrote, this is probably the most important document you've ever written in your life because what it reveals is it reveals your true purpose, your true mission, and your true destiny for this lifetime. So, in other words, for Jeremy to serve humanity, and to tell people that he loves them, that doesn't cost a penny. He can do that right now. And in fact, traveling, that's something else he could easily attain and do. So, these things that are on your list, what I suggest is that you take one of these goals, one of these things that's on your list, and just start to take a baby step in the direction of fulfilling that one thing. And then you'll find that Almighty Nature will come along to support you and help you to attain that goal. And because it is part of your true heartfelt desires, it is part of your true mission. So that's what I call the unlimited thinking exercise, where we set aside the rational mind and we actually envision possibilities that we may never have thought of before.
Hmm. That's beautiful. That really just makes you start to think, like, how many times, what are we holding ourselves back on? But we really can
Exactly.
do these things right now.
Yeah,
So
this document you wrote is really a blueprint for your life. It's a blueprint for your life purpose.
love it. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that exercise. And so I guess that leads, because one thing, and you mentioned this a little bit. We can do these things now, but that leads me into my next question. One of the big things that people use as a limit is money, and they always say money is, we say things like money is just energy and all that kind of stuff. But people think that money is the root of all evil. Some people believe that. And what are your thoughts on money and that block that people have
I
with it?
think not just some people believe that money is the root of all evil. I think a lot of people believe
Oh,
that
that's
throughout
very
the
true.
world, not even just in this country, but everywhere. And unfortunately, the reality is that money goes where it's welcomed and it stays where it's well treated. So if you hate money, you're going to push money away. And many people, especially spiritual people, tend to push money away because they think it's bad, they think it's evil, they think it's wrong. They believe that people who are spiritual should not and cannot be wealthy, and who are wealthy could never be spiritual, which is that's just makes no sense. The fact of how much money is your bank account has nothing to do with whether you're spiritual or whether you're not spiritual, or it just has no bearing on that. So it's really important for people to realize what they're doing, to really pay attention to what their attitude is about money, because their attitude about money is going to either bring greater wealth and resources into their life or not. And the fact is that those of us who are spiritual, who have the best plans for humanity, who have the interest of humanity at heart, who want to create a better world, maybe even want to create peace on earth or want to create a happiness for all beings, brotherhood of humanity, want people all over the world to have an abundant life, to have a happy life, a whole life, a life of abundance, and at least where they have shelter and they have food and there's well-being for all. Those of us who want that, wouldn't we be more effective in reaching those goals if we had the resources at our command? If we had more money, we can do more good. So I think that's a good way to look at it for those of us who are stuck in this idea that money is evil.
Yeah, I agree. It's like I had that mindset for many years, and sometimes it flares its head a little bit here and there, and I start to think, well, if I'm supposed to do this serving humanity, sometimes plane tickets cost money. gas costs money, and so it's one of those things where you need that abundance or prosperity to be able to get you to point A to point B, and we need to pay for electricity and food and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I totally see this. So that kind of leads us into the next question of what is prosperity consciousness? Because obviously, it's probably the opposite of thinking money is evil. you know?
It is. Prosperity consciousness is really the awareness that we deserve to have everything that our heart desires, our heartfelt desires, that they are fulfilled, and that we have the attitude of gratitude and the attitude of prosperity, the attitude of abundance, unlimited thinking, unlimited awareness. That's really what prosperity consciousness is.
I think you said it really powerful, that we know that we deserve.
Mhm.
Not that we think that we deserve, we know that we
Mm.
deserve, and I think that's a big subtle difference.
There's a big difference between what we think and what we know.
Yeah.
What we think is our conscious mind, and what we know is our subconscious mind. That which we really believe is what manifests in our life. And people often say, "Well, how do I know what's in my subconscious mind?" Well, that's easy. That's easy to figure out. Just look at your life. Whatever you have created in this lifetime, whatever circumstances and situations you're in right now, that is the outpicturing of your subconscious mind. That's what your subconscious mind has created in your world. In other words, we're creating our own destiny moment by moment, day by day. And whatever it is we've created, here it is, easy to see.
So what is there a difference between, because prosperity is a mindset of I know I deserve, and I'm just thinking about the thoughts of the law of attraction and The Secret and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And that's been such a big movement over the past, it's not new, it's been around for a while, but um, law of attraction says we attract our positive thoughts, or at least that's what the movie portrayed. And I don't always agree with that. I think we attract what we are, different, which I think is very much a difference. What are your thoughts on that?
I have a lot of thoughts on that, but the main principle that it's based upon is the law of karma. And the law of karma. Karma means action, actually. That's all it means. It doesn't mean punishment. It doesn't mean reward. It doesn't mean payback. It just means action. It's a simple word. And Buddha once said, actually, he said it in the very first verse of the first chapter of the Dhammapada, which is arguably the most important Buddhist scripture. He said, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. And then he goes on to say, if a person speaks with a pure thought, then happiness follows him or her. If a person speaks with an impure thought, then unhappiness follows him or her. So, what he's telling us is that we are creating our destiny moment by moment, day by day, through every thought, every word, and every deed. We're creating it ourselves, moment by moment. So, whatever it is we're thinking, whatever it is we're saying, and whatever it is we're doing. Now, we may not have that much control over the random thoughts that are running through our mind. In fact, it's very difficult to control that. But it's easy to control what comes out of our mouth and what we're doing. And Jesus once said, we are not defiled by what we put into our mouth. We are defiled by what comes out of our mouth. So if we go around saying, "Oh, I'm so unhappy, I'm so sad, I'm so poor, I'm so worthless, I'm so unwell, I don't feel good." If we go around saying these words and invoking the mighty I am presence by saying the words I am, those are words of manifestation. And if we go around saying, I am happy, I am joyous, I am healthy, I am energetic, I am well, I'm filled with robust health, I am strong, I am powerful, I am at ease, I am content. Just feel the vibration of those words, that that after those affirmations of positive thinking, positive speech, that will attract good in our life. It will attract all good when we say these positive statements. So, we really need to start paying attention to what we say and what we do. Now, here's my complaint about the law of attraction. The only complaint I have is that people just make a shopping list. Oh, this is what I want. I want the house on the hill, the 2.3 children, the husband, I want the car, Mercedes Benz. They make a list, and then once they go through their list and they manifest all the things in their list, and it's like, but I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I don't want any of that. In other words, they never figured out before they made their shopping list. It's really important, in my opinion, for people to first find out what their true purpose and destiny is, which, by the way, we just did by using the unlimited thinking exercise. And then once you figure that out, then then write your shopping list. This is what I want to manifest. It's in alignment with my true purpose, which is to travel around, in your case, to travel around. Okay, so now I can make the shopping list. Here's where I want to travel. Here, And in other words, first check in with spirit. Ask spirit first, what is highest wisdom for me? And then make your list of things you want to attract into your life. Find out what's highest wisdom first.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I just thinking about my list, and if I was to manifest the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids and the dog and stuff like that, it may not be congruent with that traveling. It may, but it may not, and I may not be happy with being in a house with the white picket fence and stuff like that. So I'd probably be more fun in an RV traveling around. So it's just one of those things. So I think that kind of creates what they call cross-purposing a little bit, is what you're kind of talking about. They manifest something or something comes into their life that they thought they wanted, but they never really checked with higher purpose. So
exactly.
So very, very cool. So the idea of the prosperity meditations is that there's things there's like manifesting a house or something, a prosperous home and automobile. Is it basically they just from what I'm understanding, they focus in on these meditations and use these as a way to create this in their psyche, and I guess change their thoughts around it.
Right, because all that we are is the result of what we have thought. Whatever we place our attention on grows stronger in our life. So if our intention is focused in a specific direction, that's what's going to happen in our life. So when we use meditations and affirmations and mantras and the exercises that are in the book Prosperity Meditations, what we're going to do is change our mindset. Really, we're changing our mindset in that we are focusing on those things to manifest into our life. So all these positive things that we want to achieve are manifest in our lives. So there's so many things in the book Prosperity Meditations to help people to be able to manifest those things.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So now, thinking about that, there's just a question about, there's a lot of these vision boards and stuff like that, and stuff. There's different. Somebody even did like a feng shui thing I saw before. How do you feel about those types of things to help you visualize what it is you're wanting to do?
Funny thing is, even though I've been meditating for decades and decades, and even though I have visions all the time in meditation, I see deities and divine beings and light and I have all kinds of visions in meditation, but I've never really been very good at visualizing. In other words, holding a vision in my mind for the purpose of manifestation. It was never really something that was easy for me to do. So I found that doing vision boards, and especially vision scrapbooks, was really a great thing that helped me to manifest things in my life. So the idea of the vision scrapbook is that each page on the scrapbook is a different aspect of your life. So you might have one page for home, maybe a house you want to manifest, another page for relationship, a love relationship, another page for family, another page for career. Just different pages of your scrapbook will be focused on different things. And then what you would do is either rifle through magazines, or you could find pictures on the internet and print them out and paste them into your scrapbook page. And you could also write some affirmations or cut out some words from magazines or whatever, or from the internet, print them out. And the words will be there. The affirmations you can put on the page right there. And then you could also put a picture of your higher power, what you consider to be your higher power, something symbolizing that on the top of the page. Maybe make some rays going down from the higher power onto the thing you want to create. And then you go through your scrapbook every day and simply look at the picture, read the affirmations audibly, say them out loud, in other words, as you're looking through your scrapbook page by page. And voila, as you go through life, you just notice that these things start to manifest because you're focusing on them and you're doing the work and persevering and doing what it takes to make them happen. You don't just sit around, in your you can't just sit around at home and look at a scrapbook. You have to actually get out and do it and make it happen.
It's funny you should say that. Years ago, I did readings for people, intuitive readings for people, and you'd tell them these things are going to happen for you and stuff like that. And what it would always happen is that people would stop doing the things that they were doing. You're going to find a partner, you're going to get this house, you're going to get this career, and then they would end up exactly what you say, start sitting on the couch and not be going. But up until that point, they were going out doing the things that they love, taking actions towards their goals and stuff like that. And they're like, well, Jeremy said all this is going to happen. I'm like, yeah, because you were going to continue on the path you were on, and now it's not. Love is
so
not going to knock on your door.
Wow. That's fascinating.
It is fascinating, but we get caught up in things, and I guess so. So it's just kind of this is an interesting thought, because people have brought this up to me many times. There's the people that are very, very, very poor. There's obviously middle class, and then there's people that are very, very wealthy. Did the people that are very, very wealthy, did they unlock some key, or is there what's the difference between these people? Because some people that are very poor might be very rich in the heart with love and abundance and stuff like that. They may have wealth in other areas, but what kind of unlocks that area for them? What's the difference?
Whatever you focus your attention on grows stronger in your life.
What
If
we've
you're
been
not
talking about.
focused on money, if you're not focused on wealth, then you don't create it. No.
True.
Also, I think that you're also asking the question, why is it that some people are born into wealth and other people born into poverty? And a lot of things make a lot of sense when you believe in reincarnation, and I happen to believe in reincarnation.
Me too.
This isn't your first time around the block. You've been around this block many, 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 many thousands, hundreds of thousands of times. So the reality is that from your past life, the tendencies, whatever tendencies those are and beliefs those are going to manifest in the next life. So, for example, maybe you have always been in a wealthy environment. So you feel that you deserve to continue to be in a wealthy environment, and that's what you're going to be born into. That's the womb you're going to choose to be born into. In other cases, maybe there's something about your soul where you feel like you want to learn a lesson about money, and so you get born into poverty, for example, so that you can learn something in that case. Or maybe you believe you don't deserve. Maybe you feel you need to be punished. If you believe that you were, maybe, for example, you mishandled wealth in a past life and you feel guilty about that, you feel shame about that, then you might be born in a situation where you're punished, or where you're in abject poverty or something like that. So it's all based upon our beliefs, because it is done unto you as you believe. Jesus said, it is done unto you as you believe. And Buddha says, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. And those thoughts are not your conscious thoughts, they're your subconscious thoughts. Your subconscious thoughts are what are creating your destiny, what creates your circumstances and experiences and situations in your life. It's not your conscious thoughts. For example, if you might think that you deserve to have a Rolls Royce or a Bentley or whatever, but if you believe that you deserve to have a Hyundai, then what are you going to get?
The Hyundai.
You're going to get the Hyundai. That's right. You're not going to get the Rolls Royce because it's
Well,
not
then,
your conscious belief. It's your subconscious belief.
true. True. So, any last bits of wisdom that you'd like to give the audience before we start to close out the show?
Well, bits of wisdom. The fact is that you were born into a human body, which you're very lucky actually that you were born into a human body because it's actually quite rare to get a human incarnation. So, since you were born into a human body, it would be a good idea to spend your time and resources and energy and intention in spiritual practice or in a way that you can realize who you truly are and discover your true mission, true purpose, and express that in your life to truly show your true nature through expression, whatever that may be, whether it's creative expression or whether it's creating a business or creating a home or having a passel of children or whatever it is that's the best for you, that is your true divine mission and purpose. Express that, manifest that in your life, and don't waste the life away. Don't fritter away, playing video games. Unless that happens to be your mission in life, is to be a video game creator.
Could be. I know a few of
Who
those
knows?
myself. So I'm assuming they find the book on Amazon and at your website, and that's drsusan.org is your website, I'm assuming.
Yes, drsusan.org is one of my websites, and also divinetravels.com. That's DIVINE travels, TRAVELS, plural on the travels.com. Check that out. And drsusan.org. And you can purchase my books anywhere that books are sold.
Okay, very, very cool. Very, very cool. Well, everybody, this has been an amazing show. So next week, just to kind of give an update, we'll have Beth Soulfire on. She tried to come on a few weeks ago. We had audio issues, so she'll be coming on. And we got some amazing guests coming on over the next couple months. But Dr. Shumsky, thank you so much for being on the show. It's very much a pleasure, and I can't wait for your next books because I want to read them and get you on the show.
Well,
So,
thank you, Jeremy. Awesome. Thanks so much for inviting me. I really enjoyed speaking with you.
absolutely. And everybody, much love and peace, and have a great rest of your week. Goodbye.